And Are You Okay is a not safe for work podcast, so any young listeners are discouraged from continuing. However, we literally have no way to track that, so do whatever the hell you want and enjoy the show.
Holy shit! Yeah. It was 2017.
So I don't think I've come to realize that I don't categorize the 2010s as its own decade in my brain.
It's not.
It's just the 20s, like for me. So it's like I feel like 25 years of time in my brain is like 15 years of time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I feel like that's why when it was like, oh my god, like to say that 9/11 was like that far back
24 years ago,
like to say it is like, but in my brain I vividly remember it, and it just feels like it was way closer than it was. It's crazy.
I'm holding back all the jokes.
I brought that.
I'm a piece of shit.
That's why I use that as my frame of reference.
You can't get me, Matt. You can't get me canceled.
Never.
You can't do it.
Never. I mean, Smack Talker Skywalker, you know? I mean, Mace Windu, right? You know? Just out here up to no good with one hand, you know.
I mean, all I say is that there are 2 times a day that I never forget. 9/11, AM and PM.
Yeah, you got me. Yeah, I walked right into that one. Star Wars therapy session mission succeeded.
Oh, talking about super weapons and devastating attacks. Okay,
right?
Yeah, we can do that.
See,
we can do that.
What a transition! Right. What a transition!
The transitions are real. Thank you. You're listening to And Are You Okay?
A podcast,
a 9/11
podcast. You're here with us now. Thank you.
You're here now.
Thank you now. That's hard to do.
The planes are crashing into the towers.
I wasn't warmed up.
See what you did, Matt? I'm definitely getting canned. I don't care.
My bad.
It's
the North, the North remembers.
Millennials just cope through humor. Dark, tragic, terrible humor.
Indeed.
Awful, terrible things because we live through the worst times, the dark times, as some might call them.
Times.
I'm going to go on a small tangent here.
Peace. Were they?
I saw like on a Reddit thread, our millennial, they were like, does anyone else realize that like our generation got completely like gypped in like the homework scam? Like they don't even like assign homework anymore.
That's facts. As a parent, I regularly have to like pop in and be like, you got homework? And like the answer be no, and it'd be like a real no. Like it don't be like a us no when we just like didn't want to do it.
Right.
It's like yeah, no, I actually don't got work. But in the defense of a lot of us, I feel like we were all smart enough to either do it in school when we got it, or we knew our class schedules well enough to know like
we would, or when we could do it in the classes beforehand.
Exactly,
that was me.
That was me.
I was always.
I treated school,
lunch.
School was a job.
I just
bro.
did. Yeah. Lunch was just me doing homework.
School was a job / 13-year prison sentence for me.
Yep. That's
and I did not take it home with me. I left all that baggage in that building, bro.
To quote Mordecai from Regular Show, now you're making sense.
You feel me?
Now I'm making snacks.
And this is not an anti-education thing, by the way.
No,
School just wasn't for me.
Well, it's just like homework is redundant.
Yeah, it's so stupid, bro.
And like if you didn't get it during class and then you're getting sent home to like learn it by yourself,
you're not here to answer my questions. Like
yeah.
This is why we're fucking all wired for stress. Just at home trying to freestyle homework to make that shit look cool, like look right-ish.
Is this why I have the need to feel like the need to be productive? Oh my gosh, yes. But also, I feel the need to be productive after work so that I can like call it a day. That's so fucked up, man.
Ain't it?
Why can't I just relax? And anyways, back, you know how I do relax? I watch these incredibly stressful television shows that wonderful. I love.
They are wonderful.
They are wonderful. So we didn't introduce ourselves, but we are the Qui-Gon Mitchell and Stormtrooper Jean of the Star Wars podcasting scene. You're listening to Annie. Are you okay? We may not be
Star Wars podcast. And might I just say really quickly?
Go ahead.
The Stormtrooper Jean and Qui-Gon Mitchell, the Star Wars scene, is really hard to say, and you do a great job every single time. I just want to, just for the fans, when you get through it, that's not easy to say. There's a lot of th and th in there. I don't even know it's gonna pick up on the mic.
It's picked up on my headset, so I appreciate it.
I got you, big dog.
Well, stick around, please, because we got a good one for you. The season finale of Andor, the last 3 episodes of the TV show that we will ever receive.
Andor World Tour has come to a conclusion, baby.
It has come to its end. I am your host, Mikey, the illest, Mikey Two Shoes, as my cohort Matt calls me. Darth Plagueis the re-educated, because I got to be relearning some things.
Knows all the shits.
Yeah, and I'm joined by the Rogue One, the Rogue Only, Matthew Porter, a.k.a. the Frozen One himself, Smack Talker Skywalker, the Mace Windu dude.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, C3P
bro. I got you.
Gray hoodie gang, you already know. Oh, Stephen A. Sith, come on now. Get at me. Get at me. But
the nicknames, they keep coming and they don't stop coming because they can't stop coming.
They can't stop coming. It's just a Rolodex of aliases. Catch me if you can. Double entendre. Don't ask me how.
His nickname is a dick that never punches its time card because it's always coming.
You feel me?
That's why they're here, right? For the semen? Yeah. The ejaculate?
Call me Richard, Richard Noggin.
All right, well, now that we're done.
Hey, you get it.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Little FF in my previous life when I used to teach the youth of America, when there was a kid that wasn't particularly well behaved. As a collective, we would refer to said child as a Richard Noggin.
They were the kids of America.
Whoa.
And we're gonna talk about Star Wars right now. Just as a quick heads up program,
we're the Sith. We're the Sith in America.
Do it.
That's the real.
Yeah. Just wanted to call out some upcoming coverage as well. We're going to be covering Tales of the Empire and of the Underworld, because we never actually did the Empire when it came out last year. So we're super excited to be covering that. We're probably going to bring on Ray the Ruiner for it. And in the meantime, there's just a plethora of other things that I think, Matt, it makes total sense to cover Rogue One again. Actually, for the first time on this podcast, really, because Siebes and I never got around to that one either. But yeah, we'll have to do that. But in the meantime, let's dive into... I feel
like there's a fun make you go through New Hope with new rose-colored glasses
with new eyes.
Yeah, episode. I feel like there's a fun thing.
There is something in there. The pieces are there. We just got to sit me down and make me watch the movie.
We gotta figure it out.
What a chore to watch Star Wars. Oh my god.
Oh no. First world problems.
Oh no. My least favorite movie from my favorite franchise. It's almost like I still like it.
Hilarious. It's like when you have like 10 kids, like you're bound to have like a least favorite one. Like you still love that kid, but it just kind of gets. It's like the 6th kid of your 10 kids just kind of gets lost.
100 and I'm not a 6th kid, but it is 110% how my parents feel about me. They said, Mike, he's okay, but man, he's a problem.
Okay, why they call you the illest.
That's true. So we're covering Make It Stop, Who Else Knows, and Jedha, Kyber, Erso. We're going to hyper dive right in. Can you punch it for me, Matt?
Fresh off my 9 to 5, about to hit hyperdrive, punching it, Mikey.
That's what I'm talking about. And as you know here, we like to say that we're the secondary coverage. We know we might not be your first choice, but you're coming here for the Star Wars vibe check. So we're going to hit you with a little segment.
Outer Rim.
That's right, with a little segment we like to call The Good, The Bad, and The Ugnaught.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
I have spoken.
Wow, wow, wow.
All right, make it stop. Matt, can I give you my good first?
Please.
Okay.
Might I just say cinema again?
Cinema again.
Cinema again.
I'm starting my good with a quote.
Oh.
At the moment, only 2 pieces of questionable providence in the gallery. Any guesses?
That was a great moment. That whole scene was fire.
In an episode dominated by Kleya being extremely badass, this scene stuck out to me so much that I wanted to make sure we called out its place in the story, and the fantastic writing like that has been present throughout for just like Luthen in general. I feel like we're going to spend so much time gushing about Kleya that I wanted to make sure we didn't miss out on talking about Luthen and Dedra in the scene. Man, what a fucking, obviously they're going through all the stuff and Luthen's got to get out of the shop and he's trying to like hide the evidence and everything. Who else but Dedra at our favorite, either whether it's a special effect or a realistic effect of
that door.
The door. You know what, Matt? I'm going to say that you called the door having some sort of significance because we got that close up of it here. And who else is knocking at the door other than Dedra herself?
She I don't know if it's like a makeup thing or the actress is just really good, but since Cyril's death, she's looking very gaunt. Like her face looks very skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm confident she hasn't been sleeping. But yeah, that whole scene. Funnily enough, you presented me with a conundrum because your good directly correlates to my bad. So
interesting.
There's a cross thing there. But yeah, no, that whole scene, just the acknowledgement of both parties knowing that, like, oh, I know there's no getting out of this. Like, I can't. Yeah, Luthen's like, I can't talk my way out of this. But they were still like doing the dance. Like, it was still like, all right, I'm fucked. I know they're on to me, but I'm gonna still play around. And Dedra like fed into the shit. And then when she like dropped that gift on the box from season 1. Well, not the box from season 1.
Yeah.
The same kind of box.
It is the box. It's the box from season 1. Yeah, it's the box. But at the same time, for her to be like, and to think you were sitting here in the safety all along and
using Empire Towers.
Yeah. And I love how he responds by just saying, I know, it's hardly fair. Like, man, he just in a weird way, I feel like Luthen went out exactly how he wanted to.
1000%.
You know, like I think if he could have escaped Yavin, sure, but if he had to go down, he went down swinging in his own way, which is just by getting to, you know, really stick it to one person who's been after him this whole time, and I just thought it was a masterful scene.
Yes. Look, I don't want to talk too much about it because it goes into my bad. That's why.
Yeah, hit me with your good. We'll revisit this. We'll revisit it.
So I have a good and an honorable. So it's our last episode of this. I broke your rules a little bit. I got some honorable mentions. I got some good.
All right.
But I stay mainly on track ish. So my good. I don't know if this was intentional or accidental. But if it was intentional, chef's kiss. The scene where Luthen and Lonnie have the meeting on the park bench. Mm-hmm. To me, Luthen's wig looks really bad. And I felt like it was a reflection of him, like, not
slipping.
Not needing to, like, you know what? It's the end. Like, I'm not all the pomp and circumstance of it all. The lifting the veil, like they know who I am, like the point of hiding, like it was very two-tone. Like I feel like you could see his real hair through it. And again, I don't know if that was an accident or him just like not taking enough care. But if it was intentional, beautifully done. But my honorable mention, I feel like, is the honorable mention of all honorable mentions. Shout out to fucking Lonnie, bro. He high key saved the galaxy.
He did.
Lonnie high key,
but he did save the galaxy.
High key saved his galaxy and was high key a fucking gun for the rebellion for 2 seasons. My G, my man was in the pit. He was an insider of all insiders.
ISB plant for over 5 years,
bro.
Would have driven anyone insane,
bro. With a family. My man was an ISB agent, double agent for us for 5 years. Look, I'm just including us in the rebellion. Just us for 5 years with a wife and kid, with Luthen as his only point of contact, who's already a shifty character, who's like, Lonnie for MVP of the rebellion. And has Lonnie taken the top spot for most American Star Wars name? Feel like that's the most
Luke is pretty there.
Yeah, I feel like Luke was like a rebel. Lonnie. I feel like that's only in America. like you can get some.
We're the kids in America. Whoa,
Siths in America is the name of this episode for sure. But yeah, just like Lonnie told us, he gave us Dedra, he gave us Gorman, he gave us the Erso, Galen Erso, he gave us the Death Star. He name dropped. He was the snitch of all snitches. Shout out to Lonnie, bro. Shout out to Lonnie.
He got stitches.
And he got stitches. He got dealt a terrible hand. And it's like, damn, his daughter and wife just gonna be waiting for him to show up.
They're, as ironic as that sounds, they're the safest they've ever been.
Probably. Yeah, damn. That's a bar.
I know.
Ooh, that was a bar. That was really good.
I know that it's like one of those things where it's like, I don't think Luthen had a choice. He shouldn't have told him Yavin. I think that's the
that's facts. But he needed to. I mean,
actually was a call out from Ray the Ruiner. She said while we were watching, she was like, "Oh, did he like? He got excited when he said Yavin. Could Luthen have thought he was maybe like a double?" And I was like, "That's a good point." But I also think he just didn't want to leave a loose end.
Yeah, I honestly
to interrogation.
I feel like once Lonnie had mentioned that he had like the news of all news, like Luthen already knew that he was about to off him. Because it's like, you're like that. Because look at it this way. They have like insiders like the pilot inspector from like episode 1 of this season that Andor had like linked up with that helped him get like the dummy flight thingy thing. But it's like Lonnie is a ISB agent. Like they gonna want that revenge. Like if he were to like jump ship, like I don't feel like they let that go. Like, so it's just like he's a hot target. Like everybody else might be like, a mechanic here or there. Like, oh shit, where such go or something like that. But
you bring up an interesting notion, so I'm going to connect it to. So Agent Callus was an ISB agent who defected to the rebellion. I think that'd be a really interesting story to have him getting headhunted by the Empire.
That'd be fire
throughout the Galactic Civil War.
Let's get a what if. Let's get some Star Wars what if popping.
That's not even a what if. It could be canon. He makes it through the rebellion, as far as we know.
Oh shit! All right, well, okay,
so
okay.
Lonnie doesn't get to do it, but Agent Callus.
You're right. Yeah, now you know what? They just need to bring us in the writers' room. You know, bleep that out. Bleep that part.
You know what? They keep asking for Andor-esque shows. That could be the next one.
That's facts.
Cast Wyatt Russell. He's the perfect Callus.
Oh, okay. Oh, damn! You cooking now? You that boy cooking. Get that man in the writers' room.
I haven't seen Thunderbolts yet, but
no, me neither. I need to do that.
I gotta get on that.
I'm gonna do that this week. I need it, but yeah, that Lonnie for MVP. But yeah, the Luthen's like his whole disguise, which like shadows and mystery was his big thing. So for his wig to just like not be on point as he typically was, I was just like, oh, like he feels the walls close. It's the end. The end is near for him, and it was.
It certainly was. Well, Matt, I'm not going to start with my bad. I'm going to actually hand it off to you to go into yours. So it's connected to my good. So,
yes.
So let's discuss this and then we'll hit my bad.
I always hate when lapses of judgment from characters who have had nothing but excellent judgment up until the plot needs them to not have had excellent judgment rears its ugly head. Why wouldn't Luthen continue to destroy the shit before unlocking the door for Dedra? The door was locked. She couldn't have came in. He literally stopped melting all the communications to go let her in. If you're under the headspace that fuck, I'm made, they're going to come barging in through that bitch anyway. So finish your job. If you're under the impression like, oh, wait, maybe I could talk my way out of this, the door is locked. The shop's closed. Like, you don't have to run right out. Like, you could finish doing what you're doing and then go greet her. And I was just like yelling at the screen when he started to pour the whatever that was on the like the main communication board, which ended up being instrumental in how they found Kleya. And I'm like, had Luthen just finished burning the shit. I'm like, when he started doing it, she buzzes the shit, he stops. And I'm like, what are you doing? The door is locked. She can't come in. Just 2 more seconds. Now I'm done. Then go open the door.
Yeah, it could have been like, oh, hello, I was just doing myself up in the refresher.
Bro, when I tell you, I knew exactly. Like, when that happened, I was just like, they're going to use that damn thing to find them somehow. I saw that a million miles away, and it pissed me off because Luthen would never be that careless. He would never be that careless, especially when he told Kleya that's the whole reason why he went back. The whole reason why he went back was to destroy the shit. Dedra pulls up on you. The door's locked. You stop your one mission to go appease her. Like, she was coming in regardless, and you knew that, and he was just that haphazard. That pissed me off.
I'm going to use your own point against you here to shoot him some bail.
That's fine.
But if he's coming undone and the stress is getting to him, and he's not even putting himself in disguise the best way, then his judgment is skewed, right? And so to be panicked also after hearing the news of the Death Star, even more so, if he was already unhinged before he met with Lonnie, and then after meeting with Lonnie, he's like frantic, right? And going about his day. I don't think he knew it was Dedra when he went to answer. So, like, I hear you, and I do think that it's one of those things where it's like, this is just not like him. It's a little out of character. You make a good point, but I do think that you could argue that he's not on top of his game.
Might I challenge your point?
Yes, go ahead.
So then if you don't know it's Dedra in the ISB, which is the only excuse I would give him for hastily wanting to go open the door, if you just think it's anyone else, still make them motherfuckers wait.
Yeah, good point. No, I got you.
It could be, I don't give a
It's
fuck.
your store.
Bro, I don't give a fuck who's out there. 1 minute. Like,
We're closed.
Yeah,
We're closed.
Bro, just shout out 1 minute. Like, it's like, bro, anything, bro. Like, anything but what he did, I feel like
I'm taking a fat dump.
Yeah, like yo, even like you just said, like, even just to wear clothes, if then's like, oh, I'm Dedra, that still bought you a couple seconds to like finish doing what you're doing. I'm just like, and granted, yes, you could say, oh, he's not all there, he's not thinking about it, but again, I don't care how not paying attention you are. If that's your fucking store and you're doing something and someone knocks on your door, you're telling them to wait. like you're not rushing to go get that door. Like,
it's not like you're missing a customer at this point.
Dog, right? Bro, you're literally like, yo, I need to hurry up and get this done so I can leave. I'm trying to get out of here before they kill me. And you about to stop doing your one mission to go check the door?
As someone who's worked in retail, you are actually pulling me back to your side.
Bro, you stay your ass in the back when you hear that bell go off and you know it's closing time. You like, yeah,
we done. We're done.
Yeah, you gonna wait.
Come back tomorrow.
You gonna wait. Shit, yo, damn, bro, you just made a point for me that I wasn't even trying to make. If anything, if you did think that was just a customer, let them think you're closed. Like, you're literally trying to blow up your spy equipment. You getting a knock at the door, I'm letting them think I'm closed. They're like, no, we're not here. No one's here. Leave. Like, anything but what he did would have been the better decision. Literally anything. But that was my bad.
That's totally fine. I'm not gonna let it take away from my good. But
no, I still love that scene. Just
it is pretty funny. Yeah, no, I hear you. Minor plot. It's not a plot hole. It's a plot convenience.
I had
it's so instrumental.
I had 2 plot conveniences. Matter of fact, I wonder if my one plot convenience is your one plot convenience.
No. I meant to say that what you said was a plot convenience. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying because I had put like some other small things, but I just took up a lot of time. But I was saying I wonder if one of you, what you're about to say, is one of my extra ones I put.
I doubt it. My bad was I was a little underwhelmed by Luthen's part of the backstory.
Oh, okay.
Like I wish.
Yeah.
I wish they had done more to illustrate like what his issue with the Empire was. Like,
I agree.
Why all his sacrificing? Like, why all this? Like, he's so passionate about it, and I just feel like we got more of. And don't get me wrong, I understand why they chose to frame a lot of the flashbacks through Kleya's eyes.
Yeah,
with the context of the rest of the episode, makes complete sense to me. I guess there's maybe a part of me that wished maybe we got a little more flashbacks peppered throughout the show to show why Luthen didn't like the Empire.
I'm
as much. As
I was actually one of my like things that I kept to make sure I asked you. I was going to ask you, like, do we know what war that was that he was a general from?
I think I'd have to check to see if like Star Wars published like a guide around the episode so that we could maybe get a little more information about it. But it's not clear within just the context of the show what's happening. They're clearly in battle, and he's like, I don't know if they're like maybe killing civilians outside or what, or if he's fighting for the Empire, or how it's all playing out. It's just not. You can tell he's like being like mildly traumatized by that event, but it doesn't feel like that trauma is explained enough to make me understand the true like depths of his hatred.
Yeah.
Can all that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you good. What I was just going to
say
something. No, you go. No, you go.
No, you.
But
actually, you.
I was gonna say that just with those flashback sequence, I loved that Naboo flashback. Loved just the context of that conversation where it's just like Kleya wants to be a soldier and Luthen's just like, yo, like, yeah, like it's one thing to fight when you're in war, but like we're like kind of terrorists a little bit, like to the, like, yeah, like if we're in a battleground and you're fighting, like it looks familiar to you, but like, these people are just here having coffee. They have nothing to do with this, but like, yeah. So having that moment where he was just like, yeah, if you want to fuck up this nice, like I loved how he was framed like, oh, isn't this a nice day? Like, this is a great day. Like, let's enjoy. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, we're here for a mission. He's like, all right, cool. Teachable moment. Like, yeah. And I
give them a lot of credit. The way that they framed it really shows you Kleya's motivations, and it makes her sacrifice at the end all the more heartbreaking.
Oh, like, yeah.
They did care for each other. Like, no, you can tell.
I would say very, very similar to with Ahsoka, even though there was like I guess there was contention between Rey's character and who was our baby with the crooked eye that we always made fun of. She had sleepy eyes from Ahsoka, the apprentice.
Shin Hati.
Yes, sleepy eyes. I was like, you could tell Kleya that was like the one person she allowed herself to care for, because like, yeah, she seemed very, in Luthen's teaching, like she was, I would say, probably like the archetype for like perfect assassin. Like, doesn't have connections, like everybody's, like it's all, how can you benefit the cause, like type time. Even conversations she would have with Andor, like I feel like she was just like, oh, like, like, and emotions get into this, like don't let your emotions get into it. But you could tell like that was her dad, bro. Like that was like
100%.
That was like literally her father. And I love how they never like acknowledge the father-daughter relationship. Like, it's never said like, oh, like I love you, dad, like, or nothing like that. But I love like how it was very like, are you my dad now? And he was just like, when it suits,
when it's convenient.
When it's convenient. Yeah. I loved that part. And then I loved when Dedra was just like, oh yeah, his assistant, we think that's his daughter. Like, I love like the acknowledgement from the intel that like, yeah, like, that wasn't just his assistant, which I feel like in the Andor World Tour season 1, we were like wondering what their relationship was like. Yeah. So I love that it was like a father-daughter spies on some Spy Family shit. It's lit.
For real. No, but like, and it was just really well done. And I'll let you get into your Ugnaught. I don't actually. Yeah, I'm ready to move on from my bad. There's one thing I got to get off my chest real quick before we do so.
Yeah, please.
I really thought that there was, with the Kyber crystal from season 1, that there was going to be some sort of connection.
Oh, the one around the neck?
That Luthen was like a Jedi.
Yeah.
And that was going to be like his motivation for everything. So it was like a little, that's really where the underwhelming came from. Another theory that, I got wrong, but at the end of the day, I still think that how they set it up was just, if I'm putting my critical thinking cap on, I still would have preferred them to like outline what was his real motivation besides just being like, I don't want to be in war anymore.
I mean, funnily enough, we could sit here a little bit longer if we needed to, because my Ugnaught was the flashback, so we accidentally talked about him. But like,
we don't get flashbacks in Star Wars that often. Talk to me.
Yeah, no, I was just the big thing with like the Naboo flashback was like my really big like takeaway, just like that teachable moment, like because I feel like when you watch shows about like espionage and stuff, like that side of it isn't really ever explored, and it was really interesting to see it. Like when good guys have to do bad things, you never really see like the bad side of it. Like I think that's why we love Civil War so much. Like when you see like when you watch Age of Ultron, it's like, yeah, Avengers fuck them up, and then you watch Civil War and it's just like, oh damn, they was fucking some people up. And I remember like when the fans like funny fan commentary on Ultron was just like, oh, like what about all the people that was underneath? Like a lot of people were saying that, like, oh, like they be tearing shit up around all these civilians, and that ended up becoming the plot. So to see like, you know, when it's not direct warfare and like the rebellion's trying to, you know, like do isolated incidences to send a message, like there are innocent bystanders that have their days fucked up. Like, and so to see like the people running and screaming and terrified, like somebody probably has PTSD forever from that incident. And that that was in the grand scheme of the rebellion, that was like a fucking miniature mission that didn't do,
it was a blip.
Didn't move the needle at all. But like that probably ruined some people's day on Naboo, bro. Like that's a trauma memory at Thanksgiving on Naboo. Like, remember that terrorist attack we survived? Like, whoa. But yeah, so seeing that aspect of the rebellion, and this show does that really well. Like it shows like the
subtle nuances of, or like, I guess the quote I always go back to is everyone has their own rebellion, right? But every act of rebellion is a small piece of, or it's a grain of sand that eventually tips the hourglass, right?
1,000. Like when they were saying with Gorman, like, but what if it burns? It'll burn bright.
It'll burn bright.
It'll burn bright. Like, and it did. And it did. You know, better rebellions, but better bolt blasters, better rebellions. Papa Gorman. But one of my plot point convenience, like little extras that I had thrown on my bed, I was itchy at the fact that the floor numbers were on the outside of the building, so Kleya knew what floor to go to. I'm like, come on, Star Wars.
I think and this is like a weird in-canon justification with how much hovercraft technology there is, like having to maybe get people out of a certain floor from like,
I'm rolling with that. It just, but if you looked at like the lobby, ain't no planes coming in that part. You're right. Like I get it. It's like space, you know, space buildings, space blueprints. But it's just like she needed to know which the 18th floor was. So to have
who's painting the numbers on the outside?
That feels like a security issue, which it literally ends up being. So it's like bad building design. Like, what's that word? I always want to call it agriculture, but it's not
architecture.
Architecture, that's the one. Yo, that word escapes me all the time. But yeah, and because how the scene finishes out, it wasn't necessary. Kleya would not have taken that gun. Like that was dumb. Like when she knocked the guy out, she didn't take the gun. The stormtrooper, the guard that was guarding the elevator, that she like stunned him. I think she stunned him. Didn't she stun him? Or she?
No, I think she
hit him with the. Oh yeah. She had her mini blaster.
Yeah,
shot him, and he had the big John, and she didn't take the gun.
I think she didn't do that to keep herself from raising suspicion. If she's a nurse walking around with a big blaster,
right? But I feel like that was right before she like went into where Luthen was at. That's just why, like if she was,
you mean like take it with her before she like got in there and then drop it?
Because that was the guy that was guarding the room, and then she killed.
Because it's not like you're not leaving like a breadcrumb trail, right?
Right.
of your destruction. Because
I'm like, had she been on like one of the lower levels, then I would have been like, but that was the floor he was on, and that was the guard that was guarding the room. So when she killed him, I was like, if someone comes up and sees that body, you probably gonna want to have that gun. Yeah. I know her plan was to like get out without being seen, but it's just like I feel like you would have like, damn, what if they come back quicker than I expected. I didn't need that gun. So that was a nitpicky thing, but I was just like, trained assassins. Kleya would have grabbed that gun.
Well, as we do here, we're effortlessly transitioning into my Ugnaught, which is in Rogue One, Andor says, make 10 men feel like 100. Kleya makes one woman feel like 3 according to ISB, but more like 10 for how effective she is. Like,
Fire.
Cannot understate how important it was for her to to go in and actually make that sacrifice, to tie up that loose end, to make sure for whatever reason the Jedha, all that stuff, left his, you can't interrogate a dead man, period.
Yep.
And at that point, ISB would have thrown everything at them. Who knows how much they know about Palpatine and the fact that he was a Sith Lord. So we know that
exactly.
If they know anything about Force users, that information could have been extracted from him, even if he wasn't conscious. You know what I mean? So
that's a good point. I never really thought about that, because the only people that would have knew that he was the Sith Lord that we're looking for would have been the people who are in isolation. So Yoda, Obi-Wan, who are obviously off world, Vader, who's his homie, and Padme, who's dead.
I feel like
and Bail would too.
Yeah.
But he's in the rebellion, so they could spin that anyway. Rebel scum trying to lie on me.
Right.
There's no one of consequence that knows at this time. I never thought about that. I just they just look at him as just a really fucked up dictator.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Did we do your Ugnaught?
Yeah, that was the flash. We did it. We did it in your the flashbacks.
I just loved that we got a full episode dedicated to Kleya, someone who's been this, I don't want to call her a background character, but she kind of has been, right? She's had some pretty important moments, or there's been times where she's been responsible for reeling back in the people who are really in the forefront of the action. But to see her really take on it was almost one final mission for her, and who knows how many she goes on for the rebellion itself after all is said and done.
We can get a Kleya series. I feel like this episode was the test run for if people would tune into a show just about her. Her and Vel.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd definitely be a fire buddy cop Star Wars TV show, and they just run.
They don't even really like each other.
That's what I'm saying. Can friends become enemies? Enemies become
friends.
And if they're basically kind of like sisters, because I feel like Vel had a very paternal, fatherly figure relationship with Luthen. We thought that was his daughter. For a couple episodes.
Assumed that at one point during our Andor season 1 coverage. So
I wonder if he met Mon through Vel, or if he met Vel through Mon. I've always wondered that, how Mon.
That's a good question. I would love to have a short story about that, flesh that out,
because I feel
we could understand the relationship a little better.
Because I feel like the fact that Vel is Mon's cousin and Vel's one of Luthen's operatives, and Mon became the mother of the rebellion, has to be connected. That's not a coincidence. So wonder on that. But episode 2.
Yeah, let's move on to who else knows.
So,
do you want to?
I can go first. I can go first. So, because funnily enough, you ended with an episode about Kleya. The focus stayed a lot on her with this episode too. Kleya had a good 2-episode arc here, episode and a half that was all about her. But I shifted my attention. I have a running theme with continuity in the makeup department that I just really appreciate, especially when dealing with shows that jump around in the timeline. So this is a mouthful, but just roll with me. Krennic's hair in these episodes matched his hair that he had in the flashback sequence of Rogue One, which would have taken time around this time, because he has the shorter cut when you see Jyn in the older time, but he has longer hair at the start of Rogue One when Jyn would have been a kid, and he has.
Well, that doesn't make sense, because this is taking place right before Rogue One. And the flashback in Rogue One would be
not the hair that he has in the Johnskis. I feel like I had seen scenes with him where the hair looked back. Hold on, because I put this down. I wouldn't have put this down if it wasn't a thing.
Are you talking about when he's going to Galen's farm?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's 15 years ago.
Right. There was something here.
Right.
I might have to rewatch it again, but I feel like
That's just like, you know what? I put this in here.
No.
We're back.
No, we're back. I'm sorry. I said the right thing, but flip flopped it. His hair in these episodes matches his hair in Rogue One, which I said kudos to the continuity team, because Rogue One starts with a flashback when his hair is longer. So I'm like, them just keeping all of that Krennic shuffling intact.
Like, yeah. I got you.
So I said the same thing, but I flipped it.
Matt said the pieces are there. I just have to put them together.
I flipped it, but yes, the him being is basically the same. It's the same good that I had gave to Saul Guerrera's time jumpiness, and like how they always keep what he looks like on track, like how many body parts he should have when it's 2 robot legs, when it's 1 robot leg, like things of that nature. So Krennic, I feel like he secretly has become like, I feel like, a staple in like newer Star Wars. Like for someone like Ben Mendelsohn, who's just kind of was just like a character in Rogue One, I feel like people love Horse
and Krennic.
He's maximized like the fuck out of his screen time.
He's got a Bad Batch cameo. Like
he's great. But just so that combined with the interrogation scene with Dedra.
Bing, 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 bing. Oh, the goods matched up, baby. That was fun.
But yeah, that shit, man, what
so
a
good.
performance.
When he like presses his finger on the top of Dedra's head. That was improvised, apparently.
That's fine. And like her reaction was perfect. Like, cause it's like, I love how it reminded me of the scene in Dark Knight Rises. Same fucking character, Ben Mendelsohn. Remember when Bane puts his hand so gently on the shoulder? He's like, do you feel like you're in control? And then like kills him. I feel like that's what it was, such a kiddie thing to poke her in the head. But I feel like she immediately like, oh shit, he's about to kill me. Like, or like when he grabs her face and he's like, we'll do our best to keep you informed. Like, it's just like the calmness and the subtleness of like the psychoticness of Krennic. It's just like, and then like Dedra knew like, yo, he's sparing the rod right now, but I know like it could go from 6 to midnight real quick in here.
But at the same time, he like conveys his emotions so well.
Like you could tell he's pissed. Yeah. But he's so calm.
There is something about people being angry that I think can be comical at times, where it's like, oh, I don't take them seriously, or it's like, oh, so-and-so's getting mad again. Like, you just like, when he is angry, it's palpable. Like,
you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Even though he's not this big menacing character, he's someone where it's like, I don't want to piss that guy off.
Yep.
Like, you take him seriously. When he's, he'll have you killed if he wants to. Like that's how he operates. And he's such a fucking piece of shit in like all the ways you want a villain to be a piece of shit. 1000%. But like it just comes off. He is so good at playing a character like that. And I also just wanted to call out. He has a fear of like this getting out, right? That like the Death Star is going to leak.
Yep.
So his fear leads
to his project. He's like, I'm fucked.
His fear leads to anger. His anger leads to hate. And his hate ultimately leads to suffering. And you know what, man?
Bars.
It's not just him. Dedra and Partagast, same thing. Their hate leads to anger, leads to suffering. And I
love that.
All of the Imperial like people that we have been watching pull the strings in the background, that were like really the main bad guys in this story that we were following, get what they deserve without dying in most cases.
You know,
without like they don't go out in like the heat of battle. You know what I mean? Like Partagast,
it's an ego death. It's an ego death. Yeah. Like especially Dedra.
Sure.
Like especially Dedra. Like,
such a good way to put it, Matt. Such a good way to put it.
Especially Dedra. Like the fact that she ended up in, I love the fact that just the imagery lets you know that she's in like an empirical prison for building Death Star parts. Like they didn't even need to say. Like it's like y'all know where she's at. Like y'all recognize these red floors.
I did see someone post her like, I wonder if she can swim.
That's great. You know, speaking of like playing the perfect like type of like dickhead bad guy, I would love to see, and I don't know if they would have ever like interacted, like a conversation between like Hemlock and Krennic. Like, I feel like they're so like narcissistic.
They're in that same room in the Bad Batch, but we don't see them talk to each other.
I feel like a conversation with them, like it would just be like an implosion. Like they're two so self-absorbed people trying to like have a conversation.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think that whatever they're working on is the most important thing.
1,000.
Like,
I mean, shit. That's a ooh. I feel like there's a fun episode debate there. Like, which was the bigger project for the Empire? I'm down.
It was Hemlock, but
I mean,
okay.
I'll defend Krennic. That's my guy. We'll set that up. You know what? Book it.
Right.
Debate
we
episode. Which project was the bigger project? I'm down. Let's get it. But we matched our goods. But yeah, just the intensity, the low intensity was like is palpable. Like you could tell, like you said, bro. Like it's something comical when people get real mad, but like when someone. We've all seen it, like when someone was so angry that they were calm, and you're just like, oh shit, like this is bad. Like,
yeah. Do you ever? You know what? I always feel like it's the people who like you never see get angry. That when they like finally do get angry, you're like, oh,
oh damn, yeah. Watch out, watch out. But yeah, that scene was amazing. That scene was. What would you like? What was your bad, buddy?
My bad, and listen, I get it. It's a little nitpicky, but the pacing of this episode felt a little all over the place for me.
It was chaotic.
I get it. The arc needs to slow down so that Rogue One can be the real finale. You know what I mean? Like that's what it felt like.
That's
like I was.
Facts.
And while I get that and I understand it, I just feel like there could have been more going on. I don't know. I mean, like we get the fun action sequence at the beginning of the episode, right? Or actually, no. That's the next episode. This one was like, it was another one of those like, oh, it's building tension, but like there's not really much tension to be had because we know that most of the people who are involved in the story are
that's
in Rogue One.
I found that happening a lot to me. Like we said this last week, like when Mon was like trying to escape the Senate, it was like, oh, I'm so anxious, but I know she makes it.
Yeah, and in this way, like or this one, I was like the anxiety wasn't as great. I feel like they were like tying up loose plot points in this episode to tee it off to be able to they baton passed it to the next episode to really like close things out.
Definitely.
And that was like really, I know it's a nitpick, but it just was one of those things where I was like,
no,
I'm okay with it. I understand it. I think I just would have preferred maybe things to be shifted around a little bit.
No, I'm rolling. I definitely felt the chaos like in the episode, and that's something that I had noticed too. So I'm rolling with you on that one. So my bad. I liked because I'm chaotic as fuck. I kind of like the chaos, so I really didn't have a bad thing in the. Even though you said yours was nitpicky, so you didn't really have a bad. Mm-hmm. I said Kleya because that lady's bad to the bone. She is.
You did break the rules, so you know what, Matt? I'm not even upset.
She is bad to the bone because it's
bad
like,
to the bone,
bro. Like she was a gun in the episode before. Like she pulled, like she broke her own heart for the good of the rebellion. Killed her dad.
Matt, did you just create a new segment? Are we gonna be giving bad to the Beskar awards?
I'm down. I'm all the way down. That's fire. Let's get it. And we gotta do like the Beskar sound, like when it hits.
I got you.
But yeah, nah, bro, like major MVP performance, bro. Like just
so good.
2 episodes strong, dog. Like even her like going back to the safe house and just, you know, like checking in and just doing that, bro. Like I feel like anybody else after like a couple hours, couple days, like would have just be like, yo, I just got to get out of here. Like it's a hot spot. Like they've made me by this point. I just got to go. Like she knew Yavin. She knew about Yavin. She could have tried to get there, but she was like, you know, this is something that this information needs to get to the rebellion. Like I need to deliver it. And, like risk her safety, bro. Like she man, just all this while literally grieving killing her father.
Like, he was the one who literally killed her father.
And still was there enough to like execute the mission. Like get that information to the rebellion, build a fucking radio from scratch from wall parts. And I know they weren't really wall parts. There was parts in the wall.
No. I think hold on. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. I think that they hit a radio in the wall.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Okay. All
yeah,
right,
I was
like, was I misremembering? I was like, did she pull out something from something? I was like,
that's what I was saying before. People were like, oh, she didn't build it from parts in the wall. No, the parts of the radio were in the wall. Like they were literally wall parts. But no, like just even that, like even she had to chisel that shit. She had to chisel through hard ass, like whatever that was, whatever cement and or brick and mortar is called in Star Wars. You know, like
I think cement, brick and mortar.
There you go. Probably we got Luke's and Lonnie, so maybe it is brick and mortar. But yeah, like she like to sit, and I would imagine there probably wasn't food in there. Like it didn't look like it. She looked like she hadn't slept or ate in days. So yeah, just like everything that she did, and the fact that she, and not to jump the lead, but like the fact that she gets to live and like continue to serve the rebellion, I feel like is an awesome ending, because I feel like, and we'll touch on it more in the last one, I had kind of just assumed that all the major characters were gonna die, like because like why wouldn't they be around? But I loved how they handled it. I couldn't be mad at it. But yeah, Kleya, whatever her last name is, Kleya, what do they off Thor? Kleya Luthen's daughter. Kleya Luthen's daughter
instead of Odin's son.
Kleya Luthen's daughter. She
love it.
She's bad to the bone. That's my bad.
Should be
this episode.
Bad to the Beskar.
Bad to the Beskar. You're right.
So I'll hit you with my Ugnaught real quick. I'm just really glad that they let K2SO's personality like shine in this episode.
What a guy.
We had such brief. That was the one thing that I was like when the first episode started, and I remember you were tight. We didn't have K2SO like in the like final arc of the first episode of the final arc. I was like, what is going on here? Don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic episode, and like they made up for it with how much he was present in this episode. Like Alan Tudyk got the most out of the role. We got to learn a little bit more about K2 and his relationship with Cassian and even Melshi. Like it was just one of those things where I was like,
love that.
It made me care more when I watched Rogue One after finishing it.
So that gun did have no purpose. Like scouting Melshi's gun in the end of episode, what was that, 8?
It did.
Oh, it did?
It did have a purpose. Yeah. It's the blaster that that Cassian takes from Cyril on Ferrix.
Oh,
and then he gives him that blaster after. So the planet they're on after they escape Narkina 5 is the same one that they got arrested on. So Cassian's like stash was still hidden above like the shower and stuff.
Oh shit!
So he gives Melshi Cyril's blaster from the Corpos, and that's the symbol that was on it.
And I
can't take credit for that. I found that out through an Eckhart's Ladder video. Who's a YouTuber, a Star Wars
that's
YouTuber.
why Vel would have been like, "Who the fuck is this?" Because it would have been like a Empire spy potentially. Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
So the Corpo like police guys from Ferrix. That's what that symbol was on the blaster.
Got it. That's a hell of an Easter
super
egg,
deep cut. The fact that like someone was even able to pick up on it. So shout outs to Eckhart's Ladder. That was just fucking unreal call.
Yeah,
or like shot.
That's fire. My Ugnaught was I got a kick out of seeing those ISB stormtrooper guys without helmets.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like normally we see them just like kind of rolling through. You would think maybe like Death Troopers, but yeah, it was all guys with that like just had the body armor on, and
I was just like, I feel like the Stormtrooper helmet is so iconic. Like it's such like a burned into our brain like Star Wars memory. I feel like the prequel trilogies and super the sequel trilogies, I just kind of look at stormtroopers like as a like thing. Like I don't really acknowledge them as people who have like signed up to serve the Empire.
They're cannon fodder.
Yeah, like I just see them as just like, oh, like characters. Like background noise.
It is intentional, right? Like we know the clones as people who are like they were bred for war, but they become individuals, right? And then the stormtroopers are people individuals who became the same, right? Because they're all like just nameless stormtroopers, essentially.
So to see soldiers
Bases.
in service without the helmets on. I was like, oh shit, it do be people under there.
Yeah, no, that's like a good call out of just in terms of like, wow, they humanized them a little bit, and
1,000.
don't get me wrong, it's like
Still trash.
German soldiers who maybe they weren't like fully like, hey, let's kill like all of the Jews, not type Nazi, but they still fought on the wrong side of things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there was plenty of that in the Empire.
Yeah, it's like, even though like he, just wanted to, get power converters down to Tashi Station, like, Luke was up to potentially be an empirical pirate, a pirate.
Right.
Fucking pirate. Yeah, pirate. Like space pirate. Like, so yeah, so it was just like, it was just kind of like a system that existed that people, just joined, like sometimes didn't know. But yeah,
I mean, look at Cyril. Cyril is another good example of that too, right?
1,000%. But yeah, episode 2 was really, the poker scene was in this episode, right? Episode 2?
Correct.
That shit was fire. I loved all of that.
It's so good.
I love he tried to droid his way out of it.
Yeah.
that was really good. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I like Melshi getting talking roles. I like his accent. He doesn't speak much.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like, I would, it's not, I don't need a Melshi show or anything.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't hate it if they if they did like a small, like maybe if they did like Tales of Rebellion or whatever, and like one of them centered like around Melshi or something. Like, I would.
That's a great Star Wars name, bro. Just Melshi. Like, I just like it's a fire name, yo. Like, it's just it's a great nickname. It's a great nickname. But was there anything else in episode 2 that I'm trying to think that was amazing?
No, I think I'm ready to move on to.
Yeah, we could do 3.
The finale: Jedha, Kyber, Erso.
Great name. Like,
yeah,
what a name. I was so excited when I saw the episode title before I had started hitting my play. I was like, there it is. Like, I was really excited about that. But me go first this time?
Yeah, go ahead.
K2SO. K2SO,
slapping that guy off the bridge, kicking people into elevators, fucking them up, man. That's what I live for.
No mercy, bro. Like, Escobar Caesar has returned. That was, bro. Like, he was just catching wreck, and I love it.
He went full Steve the Pirate on him.
Yeah, because we got to see some stuff in Rogue One, a little bit here or there, shock value. Like, oh, that's cool, but like, he just like unleashed cans of whoop ass, like literal metal cans of whoop ass were unleashed, and did
you catch my reference, Matt?
I know. Did I miss it? I think I might have.
No, he went full Steve the Pirate, which is played by Alan Tudyk.
Love it. Yes, R.
Also
yes. Or what was it? When she was calling the Asian wife was calling him a loser. He's like, "Oh, L for love."
Yeah. Joni loves chachi.
Joni loves chachi. I used to say that all the time.
Yeah.
Joni loves. That's all right. The touche Ben Stiller memes one of my favorite gifs. Sorry, I know it's GIF.
No, it's GIF. It's GIF.
Is it?
It's GIF. Even the creator calls it GIF, and that is blasphemy because graphics is said.
I agree
with a G.
I agree.
This guy's crazy.
I agree. I appreciate.
He just wanted to create chaos. That guy.
I appreciate.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Oh yes, facts. That's facts. It's a lesson that Master Wayne should have learned a little bit earlier.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Would have might not got blinded by great vagina from your mortal enemy. Oh man, but yeah, K2SO, bro. Like, I love how they capture like the fact that he doesn't like have human mercy, and he's just like, he don't feel like he's like overdoing it. He's just fighting, but it's just like, nah, bro, you're like mutilating people in the greatest ways.
He's just unfiltered.
Yeah.
That's what you get with K2SO. He's just unfiltered violence, unfiltered commentary. Like, he lets you know if he's thinking it, he's speaking it.
Yeah, like when Ben Organa had came in and he was like, oh, look, that guy you don't like. Do you get it? Ben Organa? Get it?
I thought you meant old Ben Organa.
That's even better.
Yeah.
That was great. That's like a quadruple entendre. Don't ask us how. That was amazing. But yeah, K2SO is my good for. Was that your good? Did we ring another bell?
It was not my good, but I'm glad that you. It was essentially my not from last time, but my good for this one is just getting a quiet moment for Cassian and Vel to discuss all they've lost was a great way of celebrating like the sacrifices that helped build the rebellion. All the callbacks to Aldani and like Nemec and everyone on that crew, Cinta, super like for Cassian to recognize Cinta and then for Vel to recognize Marva.
That was awesome.
Like those were like two things where it was like two people who like clearly are like, we've laid everything on the line and we have sacrificed a lot and we've lost a lot of loved ones along the way. It was just a great way it framed Rogue One. You know what I mean? Like that conversation really helps sell the emotional impact of what it meant for Cassian to go on that final mission. So
yeah,
to me, that was the strongest part of the episode.
I loved that part, and I love that it kept going. I thought they were going to do like a couple names, but like they kept doing it. And I feel like I'd have to like go back and like check again, but it felt like it was in some type of like reverse chronological order. Like I don't know if it actually was like, but it just felt like the names were in a sequence. But yeah, I loved that scene. That was great. That was like a really good one. Definitely powerful. And I like Vel. I like Vel a lot.
Vel's a great character. Again, another one where it's like, I would be fine getting more stories around Vel. Or if we got a Vel Kleya show, like you said, like that would be fine.
I feel like that's the low hanging fruit, bro.
We have like, I think the Galactic Civil War is primed for a show that takes place during the original trilogy that doesn't interact with the original like trilogy main cast.
I would like that a lot.
Like they can be adjacent.
Yeah, you could even like end it with like the medal ceremony, like with like blowing up the Death Star. Like it could like lead into like, so if it's from like someone else's perspective, like them like attending the ceremony to like be the end. Like,
I was even saying like even like going up through like Return of the Jedi.
Oh fuck yeah! I mean, it could be multiple seasons.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because if you think about it, like if we picked up with Kleya and Vel right before the medal ceremony, that'd be like 2 episodes worth of content, all around like the people who didn't go battle at Rogue One at Scarif. True. You know what I mean? So
you know what's funny? That's a thing. It's so weird how movies like subvert your like how you perceive time. Because like I guess New Hope does only take place in like a couple of days, like time frame, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I guess because it's a big movie production, like it seems like it's kind of like it's essentially like the forever debate until it was like debunked, like of how long passed between
Luke on Dagobah and
Empire and Return. I feel like it's that like New Hope feels like it's like a couple months, like a couple weeks,
because it's the most boring Star Wars movie.
But now it has substance with all the DLC content.
Right. Just put out a complete movie. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Kidding.
We know. We know. But I guess we can go to my bad. But yeah, I'd love that scene, like everything. Oh, we was talking about. What I was gonna say about Vel is the actress that plays her does an amazing job at like conveying Vel's like numbness to it all now. Like she's just used to the loss. Like I feel like she does really good with like the not blinking and the eyes watering up and like never allows herself to break down because it's like it's only gonna keep happening. You just kind of gotta lean into the crowd. Like she does a really good job.
It's like that. What more can she give other than Mon? Right. Yeah,
facts. Right. And I'm saying like if you do the Vel Kleya running buddy cop missions, Mon can be like the person that they're running the missions for.
Yeah. And like we said it last episode, but bring in Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Like Hera can interact with them too. Like
we just wrote
there's a show there.
We just wrote a fire show because then Chopper would be in it. So now you got your droid.
Dude, Alita, you know what? Have it conclude with the Bothan spies like getting the Death Star 2 plans or finding out about the Death Star 2.
Yo, it just hit me. Now that we've seen like and can contextualize like everything that the rebellion had to do just to get rid of the first Death Star. Could you imagine? And then they built
The second one.
I would have gave up.
There's another one?
I would have gave up, bro.
What do you mean there's two?
Like just looking at everything that Cassian went through, or just like the people who didn't die.
You know, there's someone in the rebellion who's like, all right, we got rid of the two balls. Where's the cock now? Is there a giant fucking rod out there waiting to blow up planets?
Just fed up. Just fed up. Like every fucking day. Like I'm joining the Empire. I'm done.
Are we calling this one the urethra run instead of the trench run?
I'm fucking crying. That was good. The urethra run is hilarious. Oh man, we're the Siths in America.
Send up the Q wings, just like the Q tip.
There we go. Oh man, the urethra. That was the one. Joke of the day.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you, brother. The Billy Crystal impersonation. I don't know why, but it was good for me, bro. But to go into my bad, this one bugged me, and I'm glad that we got.
I have a feeling that our bads are the same.
This one bugged me a lot.
This one bugged me too.
I don't like how they treating Luthen in his death, bro.
Bing, 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 bing.
I don't like that. I don't like how they talk about.
Mine's a little more specific.
Hold on, it gets more. It gets more. Why is it that they tolerate Saul's fanaticism, all his crazy shit? No, I'm saying, but like they were dragging Luthen through the mud, and I feel like they be trying to bend over backwards for Saul sometimes. Like they be like, yeah, he be on some bullshit, but as long as he just don't put our name on it, we ain't going but I loved what Andor said, what Cassian said, like none of you would be here if it wasn't for him. Like he essentially started this shit. Like,
yeah.
Like him and mine, you know, like essentially like
yeah, like we've been referring to him as like the grandfather of rebellion.
1000%. So just how like that counselor just sitting there and just talking shit about him, especially coming off of the heels of them just pleading and trying to kiss Saul's ass. They were literally just having a meeting.
Well, they were begging him not to blow up the fucking Star Destroyer.
I guess like even when Luthen was alive, I just feel like maybe like the threat, maybe because Saul's crazy is more out loud, I feel like they handle Saul with kid gloves. Like I feel like, yo, we don't fuck with him, but I feel like they take care to like not cross him.
Lies. Deception.
I feel like they like stay out of his way. Like we don't fuck with. They don't speak positively about him, but they stay. But I feel like with Luthen, it's just disrespect. It's just like, yo, you fucking flee. Like why? Like yo, he set this up, bro. Like why are you talking about my man's like this? I was getting so pissed. I was getting so upset. I was like, yo, put some respect on my man Luthen's name, bro. Like y'all lucky Kleya in the ICU and she don't hear none of this right now, bro.
Yeah,
blasphemers, liars, deceits. You weren't there.
So I'm gonna take it just a step further.
Please do.
I also hate the disrespect, but I hate even more that Bale is one of the ones who disliked Luthen.
Yeah, that bothered me.
I feel like he is usually like
Jimmy Smith's Bale wouldn't have did that.
Yeah, he would have done that. I feel like
he's Ben Organa, bro.
He's like, Bale is usually far more measured, like of a character to be pushing back against someone who helped build the rebellion. He helped build the rebellion. And on top of it, it's like, dude, are you just being petty because Luthen saved Mon when one of your guys was compromised? Like, is that what this is about? Like, fuck you. You should be fucking kissing his feet for what he did.
Yeah, especially that deleted scene, which I know you have seen before. I was just like seeing that scene in context with Andor is just like makes that disrespect so much more disrespectful. It's just like, oh, like you understood the assignment from the beginning. Like you knew that, like, yo, like we're about to go against the Empire, bro. Like it's kill or be killed. Like so for you to have been involved from the early stages, and then this is the guy that made like all them Senate pre-plans that y'all was doing. He put that shit into action and like made the basis for the rebellion. So it's just like, give my man tip your hat, bro. Like you don't even gotta speak positively on it, but don't speak negatively.
But you gotta respect, you gotta respect what he did for the rebellion. Period. And it's like, listen, you didn't want to join you on Yavin, and that foresight to know that they needed someone on Coruscant,
1000%, bro.
Like for that long, to like it's purely like what saved the rebellion, like in the long run. So yeah, no, that was something that like really bugged me, and it was more. I was fine with the disrespect from a narrative standpoint, but Bail was the one that was like, I was like, this just seems out of character. Yeah, like I just didn't like it. Something didn't vibe with me on that.
I agree. And if I'm gonna give like Lonnie the big up, it's like Luthen like had just as much to lose, because like he had to hope Lonnie didn't flip, because he was Lonnie's contact. So it's like to stay on Coruscant where you're the contact for the double agent, like, is asinine. Like, you know, typically you would, you know, establish contact, get meet, like how he does with Andor, you know, flash the light, meet you in the thing, but like you're not gonna stay there. But like, yeah, bro, put R.I.P. Luthen, R.I.P. Luthen.
Yeah,
he gone too soon. Them scars, man.
I was gonna say, you had to get one in there. You had to get one in there. You don't know when you're gonna get to do that again. We don't know when another Skarsgård is gonna be in Star Wars.
The way that they be acting their asses off, pretty sure another one's probably gonna pop up. And one last thing for the nerve of fucking Bail. All of your best agents are fucking Luthen disciples. All of them. Vel, Kleya, Cassian, Will. All your heavy hitters are Luthen disciples, bro. So put some respect on my man's name, dog.
That are also choosing to be a part of the bigger rebellion, like you want. So, like, bro, yeah, cut him some slack, like,
bro. And that comes from his teachings, like, he's right. And the reason like they're there,
right? And there's a reason why when he is like. Luthen never cried wolf. So when he's pressing the emergency button, there's a reason why they all stand up. Period.
1000.
Period.
1000%. He's the Alexander Hamilton of the rebellion. Once that Star Wars Luthen musical comes out, he's gonna get his flowers. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be grand. But all right, so my Unok. We kind of touched on it, and it's funny because you had mentioned that I think one of your Unoks was gonna like kind of get on the dead body shield. Boy, was that something that I didn't know I wanted to.
That is also my it's my Ugnaught as well, but there's more to mine, but we've already covered. But yeah, man, the fucking dead body shield, that was great.
That shit was crazy, and I feel like it was coming off of the heels of our conversation about how like blaster bolts kind of seem like kitty damage. Like,
yeah. Like, I also I reached out to Matt because I'm crazy, so I always have Star Wars on in the background. We have seen blaster bolt like damage.
Before? Oh, we have?
Yeah, on Rio in Solo when they're doing the train heist. He gets lit up, and we see what that looks like. However, I think in live action that's like one of the only other times.
And funnily enough, now that you say that, I feel like I had that, oh shit, never seen that type of damage from a blaster bolt before, like in that movie theater. Was that on the train part?
Yeah, the train part.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, damn, that was a repressed memory.
Another Jon Favreau voice character. He's all over Star Wars, man. I love it.
What a guy. What a guy. But yeah, that dead body shield, bro, because I thought and I don't shit. It could literally be that the reason why they didn't get these dudes helmets was just so that moment could have happened. Like, and I would just be happy that that's what it was. But like, I feel like in a Star Wars, we know kids watch this movie, it would have been like the armor from the stormtrooper shit would have been like, you know, used to deflect the bolts. Like, I didn't think the dude was like legit gonna start getting like shot up. So I thought it was gonna be, you know, like ting 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 ting, and then he was gonna like toss him to the side, like when he got close.
It was like, no, it was
yeah, and my man was dead, like drooling out the mouth, like eyes like rolled back dead. And I was like, oh, this is graphic as hell, yo, and I'm here for it, yo. Should have known after the Gorman massacre that this show has no pics.
yeah.
But and I feel like it was probably done practically, like, you know, had the guy up like on or whatever,
up on a rig.
Yeah. It was great. I loved it. That whole scene was that whole hallway fight scene was fire.
I shot my load too early on my own.
I did that with mine from the first.
Just all the Imperial, or I wrote Imperials. Is that even the right way to say it? All of the Imperials.
Imperii.
Yeah. Like getting what they deserved was as awesome as it was comical. Like Hiet as a human shield, Dedra as a prisoner, like rotting away in an Arcana prison, and Partagaz committing suicide for his failures is just chef's kiss, in my opinion.
You know what was a random small detail in that scene that I thought was like, oh, that's really cool, and I for some reason I really liked the part where the dude who was the ISB agent who was in head of the case now, who took over from Dedra, when they were in the hallway and like the actual trained fighters was just like, you don't have to come up with us. Like you can stay here. Like we don't need you up there. I really liked that part because he was just like, you're kind of going to get in our way and you'll probably die. So just stay back here. But I feel like typically you'd be like, oh, like stay back here, sir. Like it was on some like, I'm not going to tell you not to help. Cause like, bodies are bodies, but like you probably don't want to come up here. I was like just a really realistic thing that would happen. Like
would have been, it's funny because it would have been death by K2SO or death by K2SO. It doesn't matter.
1,000.
You slice it.
Yeah. But I just feel like in a real life situation, that's how that is how you would tell your superior. You wouldn't tell your superior like get the fuck back. Like you'd be like yo, like you higher ranked than me. If you want to come up here, you can, but we got this, bro. Like, wish they didn't have this. Like, by the way, but I like that whole thing was choreographed because I feel like because fight scenes like the logistics behind like gunfight scenes in movies are like so we have to be like precise and on point and locked in. I'm trying to think of how to explain this. Sometimes it can feel like it's a movie fight. Like, you know, like how people fight, like how fighting in movies takes place is like you get the unrealistic version, like, oh, like if I punch someone in the face, it's gonna make that whoosh sound. Right. Like, movie fighting versus real life fighting is totally different. So I feel like similarly, gunfighting is very scripted, obviously, but like seems like very like this is grandiose. And how I feel like this fight felt really realistic because it's like Kleya and Cassian were like, they weren't covered at all. They were just like in the hallway, and Melshi kind of just had to like do his thing to keep them from turning that corner. Cause like had they turned that corner, that was a wrap on them. And I also liked how they were in the same hallway, but because of that flashbang, they were like disoriented. And he's like looking for Melshi, who's like right behind him. Like
I have a question for you. Yeah. Sorry, not to cut you off, but did you think that Kleya died when the flashbang went off for a second? I was like,
really briefly.
Yeah, I was like, that's not how she's going out.
When Cassian went to check her, like when he went to check her, and she was like, nah, I did think that she was like, he was gonna be like, ah, shit, we got it, then we got to go. But like, just the fact that I feel like that narrow hallway scene plays out the same way 99% of the time. It's like, you know, like tight coverage, poke head out, shoot. Somebody eventually gets the drop. Like, but I feel like the fact that Andor and Kleya never recovered from the flashbang really were non-effective in the middle of a firefight. Like Cassian eventually picks up his gun and just starts like shooting, like just points towards the door and like fires. I just feel like the sloppiness of it all made it feel really like realistic. Like it wasn't crisp at all. Like and I like I said, when he called out for Melshi and Melshi was like right behind him, I was just like, wait, aren't they in the same place? I thought I missed something. I was like, were they in different parts? But like Melshi just got further back. So, but he was just like, oh, I'm right here. I was like, oh shit. I just really liked that. I was like, them small details are the things that always like get my rocks off. You know, get my urethra run. Get my urethra running.
Before I move on to Easter eggs, Matt, was there anything else you wanted to cover off on before we conclude our Andor season 2 series like reaction coverage? I'm sure there will be more Andor discussion post this, but we obviously we understand what our role is here in this Star Wars, like, you know, unfiltered fun take on Star Wars. So we're not here for the episodic breakdowns of everything, but even though it didn't come up on these episodes, there was so much in these 3 episodes that were like amazing. Like the not cleared for landing sequence was fucking amazing. Yeah, so good.
The ending of the episode where Cassian has the moment with the Force healer where it's
the score score during that moment too,
bro.
Oh, dude, the composer for this series is just incredible. I need to look into it more. They absolutely crush it.
That whole scene was fire. I had mentioned it a little bit earlier in the episode, like having assumed since season 1 of this show that all the heavy hitters were going to die, and just kind of accepting the fact and being okay, like, oh, it's awesome that we get to see the tales of the heroes that die, you know, or the unsung heroes of the rebellion. But for Kleya, Vel, Will Not, for so many people that we've grown attached to through the show, to just now become faces in the rebellion, I love that, because I feel like it kind of speaks to the narrowness of the Skywalker saga, because it's like you just like soldier number 2, soldier number 56 in the background. So like to have this show paint how important the everyman was to the rebellion, so that by the time we get to the movie and see how far they've come and that they're not the focal point anymore, it just it makes the movies mean so much more, that you know that like the non-Force people in the rebellion really gave Luke the platform to save the Empire. Like, you know, like like they put in the groundwork for Luke to put his name on the project and get the A, like at the end of the day. So just them finding really creative ways of letting these characters live on, because it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like, oh, you're just trying to make me feel good. Like it felt realistic. Like, you know, Kleya is going to continue to serve. Will is going to continue to serve. Bix is there with Andor's kid, you know, like, and if that's just what her life is, she got out, you know, and I feel like that's a great story to tell, because we saw that with Bad Batch. Omega went back in. Omega joins the rebellion. Yeah. Shit. Timeline. Bro, Kleya, Vel, Omega. Team up show.
They would work.
It would work. She went to join the rebellion as a pilot. She could be the pilot. I'm just saying. And that's why Hera could come into double pilots. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there, so with Bix, you know, and obviously like Andor Jr., I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, like technically it would be around the same age as Jason Syndulla. Any appetite to see them like interact at some point, like maybe as adolescents, like deeper down the timeline?
I don't know if the timeline adds up, and I know the shows didn't come out nowhere near each other, but I watched them. I for some reason want Cad Bane's illegitimate child and Andor's illegitimate child to just become like space Rab Scout, like rebels.
I feel like the timeline doesn't add up like at all. But that doesn't mean that they can't interact with each other, right? Like,
yeah,
it could still cross paths.
The Cad's alien species could just get old and look that age for forever, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. I would love to see Andor Jr. like become like a rebel, like Rebel Alliance.
A New Republic pilot, like fighting the Resistance at some point. Because I guess that there's always that.
I would like to see like an Ezra type storyline for Andor's kid minus the Force shit. Like,
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So like I guess you know, I'm sure Jason Syndulla will play into Ahsoka season 2, and I think we're all assuming that like Ezra's going to take him under his wing and train him, right? But like at the point where Jason is maybe like 15, 16, and Andor's son or daughters are the same age, like that'd be interesting. They're both about like 5 years older than Kylo Ren too, so it's like a little bit disjointed, right? I
would love to see Jason become like the best pilot in the rebellion, who also is a Jedi, like on some Anakin type time. Like I would love to, because I feel like
because Hera's his mom, and
because I feel like with Anakin, like especially if you've only ever watched the movies outside of Episode 1, they don't really ever lean into Anakin's ace pilotness. Like you don't see it like that in the movies at all.
Just in like in the speeder chasing
exactly
Attack of Clones, but it's like not the same. And then in the beginning of Episode 3, right? But it's like it's very sparing.
But
they don't even in the Clone Wars lean into it as much.
And I'm saying right, and they literally went out of their way to like give him the designation of the best pilot in the rebellion. So it's just like, why would you give him that and never show him like fucking shit up? Like literally in 2 sequences, they showed you why Poe is the best pilot of the Resistance. Like in that one scene. In Force Awakens, when Finn's like, "Whoa, that is one hell of a pilot!" Like,
dude, I don't know why, because for some reason you said Best in the Rebellion, and I knew you meant Republic, but like,
Yes.
why are the good guys always RE something?
Oh shit! Yeah,
Republic.
facts. Yeah.
Rebellion,
Resistance. There's a theme here.
We're on to something.
You know what it is? You know what it is? Because just like the Jedi, they're always responding. They're never proactive. They're never proactive in stopping.
You're right.
You're
right.
They never stop the
There's
issue
always
before.
reactive. Yeah.
They never stop the issue before it becomes an issue. They're always responding. That's what it is. But yeah, but I would love to see like Jason maybe in his show or show that he be a part of, like maybe they hit us with a 52 fake out and he like wants to be a pilot more than a Jedi. Maybe you see that's his storyline conflict. Like, oh, pilot Jedi and Hera, the supportive mom, like, you don't, whatever you want. It's whatever you want to be. Like, don't feel pressured. Like, it's whatever Jason wants. I think that'd be like a little cool thing. Like if like the pilot life calls to him, but it's Moana. It's Moana of Star Wars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that'd be dope. But yeah, I'm don't give us all these babies and don't have them like link up and do dope Star Wars.
I
shit.
would love to, like, for the ones that make sense from a timeline standpoint. I wouldn't be upset. It just, they could. And it'd be a cool way to keep the legacy of Andor going. I was not expecting that. I'll be honest. Was not expecting that at all.
Yeah. That was in B2 Emo got a homie. Like,
yeah, that was one of those things where it was like, okay, I'm glad that he has someone that he can be like, someone's taking care of him.
Yeah, he'll get to like grow up with Cassian's kid, like
Right, he doesn't have to keep asking where Cassian is.
1000%.
I will break hearts everywhere.
I will say. One thing that I didn't like, because it kind of felt like why would you remind me? I didn't like his little miniature flashback of his sister, because it's like that was like a thing that never got addressed, like
resolved.
Why?
Yeah.
So why would you even like? I feel like it wouldn't. I feel like no one would have been up in arms had it just never been addressed again. It's just like he got sucked into the rebellion, like that became his priority, but. To like give him like that little moment that like she still crosses his mind, it just like reminded me that like that was the only reason he helped Luthen in the first place, was because he thought that he could help find his sister. Like, and that just,
it is an interesting thing because it's like it just gives us, I think, maybe like a snapshot into like where Cassian's like heart and mind is in some ways.
Yeah,
and because of that, it's like. Yeah, from a plot point, it's like this is really unresolved. But from like there's just more that meets the eye to like everybody. Is their intention of that, or like what their motivations are and stuff like that. I'm not sure, but I do get where you're coming from. Like, yeah. I don't,
because I feel like, especially if you then make him a character that's touched by destiny, because Star Wars and siblings is like a literal reoccurring thing. Like, so to have Cassian like be touched by the Force and like have that be a thing, I feel like naturally a Star Wars person would be like, oh, like I wonder if his sister is anything special.
Yeah, or like not everything has to be connected like that, but like they could have made Kleya his sister.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been fire.
Luthen could have been like having a battle. Luthen could have had a battle on Kenari, and like. You could have had the same actress that like portrayed her. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that could have been the war that, when they were like stranded there and like living in crashed ships and shit. Like that could have been the war that Luthen was just like, yeah, I'm fuck out of here. Like I'm going.
And that would have also explained why he knows so much about Cassian.
And why he couldn't find his sister. Because she'd have been gone.
Maybe Tony Gilroy needs to ask us what to write about.
I'm just saying that's like now that you've said that, I'm just going to say that that's the story.
Like headcanoning it.
Yeah. Because I'm like, that fills so many, like, that checks so many boxes. Because, Cassian thought his sister was lost, like he lost her, but she just like, hopped in Luthen's ship and got the fuck up out of there. There could have been an explosion and she thought he died. We see that story all the time when, siblings get separated by like a forest fire and they think the other one died, like in the fire.
The Acolyte.
There you go. Fucking Inuyasha. Princess Yashashime. That's literally the plot of that show. Like, but just get us in the room.
Just maybe like I was sitting a little bit. We'll make it richer for the story.
Liaison.
I did have I didn't grab a lot of Easter eggs because I was so kind of enthralled with the story, but you had already called out my Naboo Easter egg. I don't think that was readily apparent if you weren't a big prequel person, but that was definitely Naboo.
And why would you not be a prequel person? What's wrong with you?
It's true. Yeah, just go watch them. They're great.
Do you fuck with the wars?
I fuck with all the wars. The ISB is tearing down Luthen's shop, and they once again showed the reference to the father and the I think it's the son are on the things the carvings with the gold with the hands. That's a reference to the Mortis gods, which can be seen in the shop several times, but they did a big close up on it this time. So
foreshadowing.
Maybe just I was gonna say maybe just a little hint and a nod to the fact that we have Ahsoka coming at some point, and we will be dealing with them for sure.
Big fans.
But yeah, other than that, I didn't have Easter eggs. If you want to go see videos about Easter eggs, I would recommend maybe Screen Crush, New Rock Stars, Star Wars Explained, all great Star Wars YouTubers.
Amazing YouTubers.
Special shout out to Eckhart's Ladder for that insane Corpo blaster Easter egg that he put out a video out about. That's what informed me to Melshi's blaster having some significance. And yeah, I mean, outside of that,
I think when real random. That's kind of a motif in TV and film that I like when an object travels amongst characters for some significance.
It's not necessarily Chekhov's gun. Chekhov's gun is don't show a gun unless it's going to get fired, right?
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Yeah.
Whereas this is
I don't know what if that's called anything, but one that pops off in the top of my head is if you're a Pirates of the Caribbean fan, that sword that Will made, literally made its way through all 3 movies and ended up being the sword that killed him.
Oh my god, I did not realize. Now I'll definitely pay attention to that the next time. I really need to. I haven't rewatched those. I think since they were in the theaters, which is crazy because those movies are really good.
I think the first Pirates of the Caribbean came out 2003.
Yeah, I mean, one that comes to my mind is the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, and I've never seen that either. But I'm just assuming that we see the movie through the eyes of the denim.
Yes, that is one. That counts.
Is that how they do it? Yeah,
that counts. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pair of magical pants that happens to fit all these friends perfectly.
Wow.
Yeah, and they all have
crazy,
amazing experiences in these.
When they wear the pants?
Yeah, forever memories are created in the pants. So it's traveling pants, sisterhoods.
I can relate.
Brotherhood of Traveling Jorts. That would be the guy. That'd be the guy version.
Yes, I'm about it. The pocket. We'll have the pockets literally coming through the bottom.
Now you know what? Oh dang! This is kind of a brotherhood, a traveling koozie. I feel that'd be fire.
Oh, I like this.
That'd be a dope idea. Yeah. Let's get a koozie that you just travel amongst your friends, and when they go on vacation, picture the koozie in different places.
Smart.
The goal would be to, as a collective, that the koozie touches all 50 states. That would be the team goal.
We have a dream now.
Just saying.
Let's make it a reality.
Just saying. Just saying. And if anybody steals this idea,
we'll kill you.
No. Please steal it. Just make sure that you credit.
But tell us, yeah.
So that we go viral and make.
I'm sorry, I got really aggressive there, and I didn't mean to. I think I was just jealous that someone else would be doing the koozie thing before we did.
Assuming that this idea blew up like Spam Busters, and it's a global phenomenon that ended up on Good Morning America, and we get cited for being the people that originated it. Thank you all for sharing it, so that Good Morning America could find us on our socials. If you're watching this and listening in the past.
And so that I could say "Go Birds" to Michael Strahan, because go Birds.
Go Birds. Oh shit, speaking of Go Birds, Matter of fact, you do your thing. When we close it out, sir, I got it.
Okay, all right. He's tush pushing me into this ending right now. But without further ado, we're going to close this bad boy out. You can check us out on socials at Andy, Are You Okay? That is the letters A and I, Are You Okay? Pod on Instagram and TikTok. We're trying to be more active there. We'll try our best to keep doing so. And our other podcast endeavors. In the meantime, you can check out Dragon Ball for Life at DB4L _pod. We do have, there's been a bit of a drought of content, but that is intentional. We are in the midst of putting something special together.
Baby. Super excited about that.
So go check out our good buddy Travis and, of course, Matt over on Dragon Ball for Life. We have tons of content. If you are a Dragon Ball fan and are just now hearing about it, there is a plethora. Weeks worth of content.
Weeks.
Like literal weeks. That's how many episodes we put out over there.
Literal weeks.
So go check that out. And without further ado, Matt, why don't you close this bad boy out?
Well, Animaniacs, it's like we say here in this galaxy not so far away. Life can be a beach, but as long as there's no sand. Oh, wait, I skipped the part, didn't I? I did. I got so excited.
You did.
I got so excited.
I don't know. Just close it out, man. You were close enough.
Nah. It's like we say here in the galaxy not so far away. It could be the tush push. It could be the brotherly shove. It could be a QB sneak. But you know it can't be banned, bitch. Life can be a beach, but as long as there's no sand, you guessed it, Anakin Anita Skywalker is gonna be okay.
You made band and sand rhyme, and I just want you to know, Matt,
that was planned.
That the Force has certainly been with you.
And with you.
Later, nerds.
We are here.
Line
We're leaving. We're going.
Okay. Deuces.
We're ending.
Goodbye.